Yo, what is up?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back for Market Close episode 10. I know it's been a while, guys. I have been working nonstop on my businesses. I've been back and forth between here and Dallas for the construction company and here. And later, I got to head out to New Jersey at the end of the month to go take care of my furniture stores and everything. So it is going to be a busy summer for me. So I do apologize. I'm trying to get these lives on a more consistent basis, but I will do the best I can. But glad that we can finally meet up, Cody, with you again, so we can have our normal live because Cody's been hustling at his new position with Casey's and is raking it in with all that overtime.
Man, yeah, I've been adding in 1,000 a month into my portfolio, and that's what I'm continuing to do. Oh, me and Sal were actually talking. We have about 6 to 9 months before.
Oops. Hey, Cody, you still there? Kind of cut out there. Yep. I guess he cut out there. He'll be back in a second, I guess. But yeah, like Cody was saying, we were just talking about we got 6 to 7, maybe 8 months before we start exiting out of our altcoin positions and out the profits for during that bull run. So it's looking like it's going to happen in the I'd say next couple of quarters. I'm thinking we're going to really kick off like February of 2025, but who knows? We really don't know how the market's going to go. As of right now, before Cody gets back in here, the basics. We got the greed and fear index at 36. We have, let me get Cody back in here. All right, welcome back, Cody. Cody, can you hear me? As you guys see, we do it live, so I'm guessing he's having some mic troubles. Come back in here, but let me go over we kind of got volume up 83%. We have the market cap for crypto at 2.07 trillion and Bitcoin dominance at 53% and Ethereum at 17%. So it's definitely, there we go. Got the
Are you
sound.
able to hear me?
Yep, we can hear
Okay.
you now.
As I was saying, yeah, you pretty much finished what I was going to say, but I was saying we were just talking about how in 6 to 9 months, I mean, these markets will change. I've been DCAing for so long to where every single DCA I've done in the past 2 to 3 years will be in profit. I mean, every single entry I've made will be in profit. And that's when I plan on selling. And you guys have to remember that even in a bull run, summertime typically is not a good time for investments. Same goes for stock market, the crypto and the stock market. In the summertime, it
Mm-hmm.
is going to be boring. And my point of saying that is I'm not going to be holding alts or really anything going into the summertime of next year. What I plan on doing is I plan on liquidating all my positions before, the saying sell in May, walk away. That's what I plan on doing. And then re entering back into Bitcoin probably later on for a quick profit. But that's pretty much the ultimate game plan. Do not go into the summertime holding altcoins.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm selling pretty much every position I have going into this bull and going once the bull run really kicks off. And I'm only going to be holding Bitcoin and really Ethereum. And if those two drop, I'll keep dollar cost averaging in. I may get back into like Quant, Chainlink, or Dot at the when the next bear market starts. But right now, it's kind of this is the last summer I'm dollar cost averaging into all my positions. And once kind of like the end of September hits, I'm no longer putting money into crypto. I'm just going to be putting money into stocks and real estate. And once we get that bull run, we'll have another great video where I'm helping Cody hopefully be able to get his rental property and begin that journey. So it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be definitely going to be a fun experience as we go into this bull run. We're definitely going to be making a lot of money, and
Oh,
hopefully
yeah.
Cody can get that Porsche.
This bull run, no, I'm probably not going to get the Porsche. That'll be way later on. But you're definitely going to see me get The 2019 Lexus I want though, because I definitely am buying that. I definitely can't get a good 2019 Lexus I want for about 30,000.
Yeah, there you go. And there's going to be some deals. We're going to have to see how it goes, and we're going to see how it goes into the this bull run. It might be delayed because of what's going on politically in the United States, and I think the economy. Everyone's kind of propping up the economy just a little bit longer. They're trying to make it through the summer, make it through. Excuse me, this holiday season. Hopefully, it can fare well. People won't be pissed off, but I have a feeling that everything's going to kind of crumble in because I can tell you right now, the corporate real estate side is taking a hit, and I'm getting some good price points on like warehouse rents and prices, or even just a good price on short sale for buying a new warehouse, things like that. So, and a lot of my competitors and all my business fields are kind of biting the dust right now. So,
Oh yeah.
I think I'm going to be in a good position going into the next 5 years or for the rest of this decade. And it's definitely going to be fun because I'm going to document that whole journey and just let you guys know. Before we go a little further into going over crypto news, I do want to say shout out to Crypto Dream. I know he's working hard overnight. Definitely give his channel a watch. It's Crypto Dream for us on YouTube. Definitely give him a like, subscribe. He's been our supporter from day one. And I also want to say is that we might be having a nice podcast location, as I got something in the works coming down the pike with a partnership with one of the net one of the network companies here that does television and uh, podcast and video
See,
at
that's
the same
really gonna
time.
be fun. That's really gonna be fun. You know, I've been talking about that idea with you for the longest about how we would really bring in a lot of people and views in general, especially over this bull run. Once we get that location, and not only that, I'm feeling as the economy wise, I'm feeling pretty hopeful. And the reason why I'm feeling pretty hopeful is because we know for a fact Biden's not going to get reelected. It doesn't matter who's in office. We know for a fact Biden's not going to get reelected.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think I think his chances of getting reelected are very slim at
I
the
mean,
moment.
if you go on social media everywhere, everybody's making fun of him. Like even the people that told me they voted for him back in 2020, they have now switched up and they're making fun of him. The same people who voted for him.
Well, exactly. And a lot of them are switching sides mainly because I told you the forgiving student loan wasn't going to happen. Like they postponed it and they kind of delayed the grievance period for everybody, but eventually those bills are going to come due, and now they're coming due at where inflation is really up 40% over the last 4 years. Because I can tell you right now, the cost of my insurance, cost of running businesses, it's up 40%. I got to pay people more, taxes going up, and also people forgot that with inflation, how the government's going to fight inflation, not just through interest rates, but through higher taxes. They got to keep pulling money out of the system until it basically the bubble deflates. And we're already starting to see that in the tech world and the retail world with hundreds of thousands of layoffs per month. We got store closings left and right. Now, after this summer, we're probably going to start to see businesses going out of business. Oh, excuse me, like big retailers. I would say like regional to nationwide brands kind of going out of business. We're going to see a lot of change in here. And it's funny too because fast food came out with the AI cashier program. Like it was like one day they just all had it, and now they're taking it away because it gets the orders wrong. Like, and I've been telling you guys, AI is great, but it's not as great as everybody thinks it is right now. It's still got a ways to go for that,
It's still
but
got
there are
another
some
20, 30 years. Another 20,
yeah,
30 years before it gets to where people think it is.
yes, and you probably got another century or two before it gets to where everyone's fearing about Skynet and stuff like that. It's a long way off from there, but still funny. We're still following Gene Roddenberry's Star Trek history, so it's just kind of funny how because AI is coming around at the same time, but it doesn't look like it's going to be really perfected until like late 2020, late 2100s, and here we are. We're all worried about, thinking like Terminator is going to happen, and really, it's just going to be getting your McDonald's order wrong.
Exactly. Or have you seen the one that went viral of the robot in the kitchen? Like it started glitching and it started humping like everything. Have you seen
No,
that?
I did not see that.
It went viral. Like it was a robot. They designed it to like be in the kitchen and make food, and it glitched and it started humping everything.
that that is kind of it is kind of funny, but it's a good honest effort. The that iRobot stuff is just we're just not there yet. We got a long way to go before we even
Exactly.
get, but we are pretty close for crypto becoming a little bit more mainstream. We are also getting closer and closer because there's actually a couple mining companies talking that not like on top of the table. There's kind of like under the table conversation about talking with SpaceX and another a foreign rocket company about going to an asteroid that NASA had found that has like something like $30 trillion worth of gold, platinum, um, silicon, other materials we need for our modern age. So I wouldn't be surprised in the next 30, 40 years that, on when I'm kind of coming to my sunset years that we're talking about going out there, it's now happening that we're going to mine it. And it may come quicker because they're talking about a colony, they're talking about robots going up there and mining it and then bringing it back to Earth, it and refining it up there, and then bringing the finished product to Earth. So it is there. It is there. I don't know when it'll be if we do start doing that type of things. That's where crypto's going to come in handy because Swift and the current monetary system just can't move money over those distances. I mean, it takes several days, sometimes weeks, for MoneyGram to get to where you want to go in various continents from one continent to another. I can only imagine how long it's going to take if you want to wire money from New York City to a mining colony that's like 100 million miles away. So I can see that's where I see where like XRP or anything that's relatively fast like XLM, where they can do that probably within a few hours because everything will be registered to a blockchain, not registered to a handwritten ledger, and we're just constantly like updating ledgers like that. So that's just a point of reference to really think about there. Um, but as we get in here, as you guys said, if you guys follow me on TikTok or if you're following us on YouTube, constantly posting little shorts about what's going on the crypto space and everything. I've been talking about like Polkadot, Chainlink, Quant. I also been talking about XRP because we haven't seen these prices since 2022, since the summer of 2022. Actually, we were just gonna say summer. It's like the beginning of the spring of 2022, and I think we're going to see those good prices again for like a limited time before they start ramping up again. And I just been dollar cost averaging heavy into all my positions as the prices are kind of right now, and they're only probably going to keep going down. Shout out to Crypto Granny. If you guys don't follow her on TikTok, you can look me up on TikTok. She's in my friends list there. She called 54K Bitcoin this week, a couple weeks ago, and we kind of hit it
Oh, you
right
want
on
to
the
know
nail.
something crazy? Speaking of
What?
predictions, I was in Benjamin Cowan's live stream. He did a live stream the other day, and he was live streaming Bitcoin when it was at like 59K, and he was talking about where he thinks it's going. And I was in the live stream commenting 52K Bitcoin coming soon. And Benjamin Cowan, he saw my comment and he read it out loud. He said, "That's an interesting take." And then people in the comments were like, "Hmm." And then it happens. Like it's crazy. We're close to 52K, and I was calling for 52K Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are pretty close, 52 to 54K Bitcoin. I'm hoping that we see like a high 40s, and I could, we could see some nice prices as we dollar cost average during the summer lull, because on the posts I've been making about crypto, I've been getting told nobody cares about crypto. And when people start telling me that nobody cares about it, that is the time to start really
I
going
saw
gangbusters.
that comment. That I saw that comment. It's crazy because they've been saying that this whole bear market that people don't have the money, people don't have the money to invest, people don't have the money to buy these assets yet. If you've been buying this up, like I don't understand it. Yes, like the markets do depend on whether people have the money or not, but it's not all retail that it depends on. Like retail is a heavy people underestimate retail, but what I'm saying is that the people who have been making this market are players that really know. Like we were talking about the whole AI thing and how Swift can't keep up with these developments, and that's true because we're simply not there yet. Same thing with the true valuation of this market. We're just not there to the true valuation yet. And being able to say that we're not at the true valuation means that we're undervalued. We're definitely not overvalued at this moment. There's no way we're overvalued. So if we're not overvalued,
Mhm.
we're undervalued.
Oh, absolutely. And I just want to say, like, there's only about 41 million people active in crypto worldwide, and that's less than half a percent. That's about 0.5% of the world's population is using crypto. Now, for stocks, we're talking about 40% of the world is involved in stocks. That's why those are so the changes are so nominal and take a long time because there's just too many moving parts. Right now, crypto is so small that the changes can happen in an instant. Can you imagine if in the US we go from 6 million crypto users to
60
40, then
million?
80?
What if we
No, 6
10x
million.
on users?
Yeah. Like just 10x on going up to 60 people using crypto just in the United States.
And that's
And
not
then
even the whole world. US is not the whole world.
exactly. And you're talking about 8 billion people on the planet and only 41 million are using crypto, like using it day to day, trading it, investing it, all that stuff. I can only imagine where the prices and the valuation be when that starts hitting like 200, 400, 500, and we get up to 40% like the stock market where you got 4 or 5 billion people and businesses and organizations all investing in crypto. Now there are 90, I would say like 99% of crypto projects are not going anywhere. I mean, we could talk all day about like Voltino, Parma token, Pyro token. I got nailed on those for the last 2 years. Now this year everybody's quiet, and I just been saying like those were dead projects going nowhere, and here we are, and new ones are starting to pop up again because the hype is kind of coming back. Like there's a ton of coins out there
You
that.
know, retail's heavily invested in crypto when Solana's doing crazy because evidently Solana is the retail heaven. Like, Solana is the epitome of the retail mindset. And you know, retail's really jumping in when you see Solana popping off on Twitter and stuff like that. And
Oh yeah.
the whole Solana thing can be a different topic for a different stream. You know, everybody who's been watching, they know my opinions on Solana. It can definitely go up to like $500 to $700, but I'm not banking on Solana because I don't like Solana. When it comes to something for finance, specifically, I would say something like Injective is a lot better because Injective is more built for finance. Like Solana has like Injective has the same type of speed Solana has, but Injective is more geared towards financial applications and being a layer 3 on Ethereum and bridging assets. Solana is more for retail and hype.
Oh, absolutely. And it's been in the market for what, two bull runs?
Yeah,
So the last one was the one
Injective's
before
been in
that.
the market for two bull runs as well. Injective's all-time high,
Mhm.
all-time low was in 2020. And like at 65 cents, could you imagine bagging a shit ton of Injective at 65 cents and it's
Oh
at
yeah.
$20 today? Like it's crazy to me. And even Injective last bull run, it wasn't even in the top 100. It wasn't even in the top 100 last bull run. And it goes to show you how things can change. And now, it has Injective names. I sound like an Injective shill, but the reason why I talk about Injective so much is more likely than not, it's gonna pull a Solana. It has the fundamentals, it has the tokenomics. There's 93 million, and there's a constant burn on the injective. So it's just brainless to me at this point that we're gonna get a 10x or more on injective.
Oh, absolutely, and that's one of the things one of the ones that Cody and I are banking on for this coming bull run, and it definitely has a lot of value. There's definitely a lot that can be said about the network, and I think it's way better than Solana, and I think the network's more prepared
You
for the
get more
volume.
staking APY too. You get more percentage on your staking because on injective, I'm getting staking rewards left and right. And every time I claim them, I don't even have to pay a fee. The fee might be 1 cent at most. At most.
Mhm. Exactly. I think it's a little cheaper, less likely to crash, less likely to have problems, things like that. And it goes to show you when if you start hearing people like the average investor, the average retail investor starting to talk about Solana and Bitcoin and Ethereum, then we kind of know that we're hitting the top of the market here. And when I start seeing Solana on CNBC, like heavy on the stock channels and news networks, then I know it's time to cash out of everything because we're headed for that drop again.
I just, I just wish people would pay more attention to the market at all conditions, even in the bear, because even I married an altcoin. I married a couple altcoins. Everybody knows I like Quant. Everybody knows I like Polkadot. But at the same time, while I was accumulating those, I wasn't paying attention to the other areas of the market, like Injective. Like I'm a year late on buying Injective because Injective pumped in 2023. Like I should have been buying Injective this time last year, but because I was so caught up in the idea of just two altcoins, you miss it's an opportunity cost, but at the same time, Quant and the ones that I mentioned, they're gonna do well. It's just we saw opportunities like Render, Injective, and Solana that were quite obvious in hindsight, just past our faces.
Yeah, and you're not going to hit every opportunity that's
You're
out there.
not.
You can only get as so many, especially if you're just starting in crypto. The best thing probably to do is just pick one crypto that you understand, dollar cost average into it until it hits a certain point in money in that position that you want to open up another position, and then you just kind of slowly expand from there. It's hard to try to stock pick or pick a crypto and have like 20 cryptos that you're watching. You're only going to be really maybe three or four. Because like I can tell you right now, I don't watch my crypto portfolio as much as I should, probably for the amount of alts that I have. But I'm holding and just hoping for a long term exit strategy with what I'm doing. And I think I'm making the right play, but you never know. Like today, Cody and I were just talking about how our portfolios are going up and down, up and down. And sometimes it's heart wrenching. Like he's doing like 3 to 4K changes in his portfolio. And I'm
Yeah.
sitting here 30 to 40K just bounce back. Sometimes it's like a 300K jump, 200K fall.
Yesterday I was down 3,000. Now I'm up 3,000. It's going to be like that. And you know what's crazy? I actually kind of find this funny. 2023, we weren't seeing the kind of volatility we are this year. This year,
No.
we have a lot more volatility than last year. And
Mhm.
last year, if you remember last summer, we had the SEC calling. Remember, SEC mentioned Solana, Atom, and tokens like that as securities. Notice
Yep.
how Solana was in that name group, yet Solana 10x. Like it goes to show
Yep.
how much the SEC and all these news are a joke. We had
Yeah.
scarier news last year, yet the market's more volatile this year. Like last year, we didn't see quant go into the 60s. We didn't see quant. The lowest quant went last year was 85.
Yeah. And even still, we're not quite seeing the same levels because we got to go back. Where was it? Like almost 2 years ago, like we saw it at 45. Like we said, we were not going to see those numbers again. Even though it looks like it could go back down there, I think 70 to the 65 range is probably going to be its new bottom and new
That's a new
resistance
low.
level, and it's going to go back up.
Now,
Yeah,
my
it's
thing
just going
is,
to be new low.
we have to see QNT go past 150 because we actually double top there. In December, we went to 150, and then in March, when Bitcoin was making new all-time highs,
Mhm.
Quant went back to 140. So it seems that 150 is kind of like this hard resistance to break. All I know is if Quant goes past 150, we are guaranteed to see a big blow. We just have to cross 150 first.
Yeah, that seems to be the test range. Like we get up there, we get close, but not quite over, and then we fall back, and then it kind of gets there again, then falls back again.
It
But
hits a
right
low, it
now,
grabs liquidity.
exactly, and right now though, it's a good time to start buying it up because it's still short on these exchanges. Like the exchanges don't have a lot of quant, period. So that's mainly because a lot of people are still just buying quant and holding quant. There's not a
Oh,
lot of movement on it.
speaking on that, that one wallet I showed you that's been holding since June 2018, even
Yeah.
him, like he has sold about 120,000 quant. He has $800,000 sitting in Tether, just sitting in Tether, hasn't done anything with it. He's still holding 200,000 quant. Even he, I remember when I was getting worried about that. Even he hasn't liquidated his whole position yet. He still holds $13 million in quant. So if a guy
Hmm.
like him, who's been holding since day one, can hold $13 million in quant. Somebody like me with $10,000 ain't there in there. I'm not sure.
Oh, I think Cody just dropped off there. Let's let him get back on here for a second. But yeah, I just can't. I see Quant being a good pick for this next bull run. Although, even though I'm saying I'm selling everything in like May, June, I'm probably not going to sell Quant just yet because we all know Quant is kind of a late mover. But if we do break that 150, we get to 250 or 300 range. It's definitely going. I'm definitely going to start taking a look at cashing out some profits because, as you guys know, Cody and I have been dollar cost averaging the whole time. A lot of my purchases have been over in the were about 2 years ago, and I just been kind of grabbing a little bit of quant here and there as we were going on with this year and last year. I think he's going to come back on in just a second here. It sounds like his phone might have died. But another one that we just been really watching lately. Let me just put up Injective's volume here. There we go. There we go. All right. So, I mean, you're looking at kind of like the same nice price range. If I go back and look, like you can see here, most of it kind of came and in the last 2 years, and really, it's. I think we're hitting this new kind of resistance level between $15 and $20 on Injective, and like everything else, it's still a good time to dollar cost averaging. But while we wait for Cody to get back on, let's just quickly switch over to stocks real quick because I want to quickly talk about Walmart as I've been increasing my position on Walmart in my stock portfolio. It's just kind of growing and growing on here, and it's definitely going to be a good pick for this coming recession that is going to bottom out. Now, everyone's saying we're heading into a recession. I'm going to tell you guys we are already in a recession. We're in it right now. It's just that we still got a few events to happen or that could happen to bottom it out. But the economy will eventually turn back upwards in the long run. But welcome back, Cody. I think you were in mid conversation there.
Yeah, my phone died, but also too, like you know how I work in a gas station. I can see how much gas people are putting on their cars and stuff. And
Hmm.
we've really hit the bottom. We're not quite there yet, like you said, but we're coming pretty close to it. I mean, we're definitely not far from the bottom at all of the recession. We're not far from it. We just haven't quite hit it yet.
Yes, that's what I've been telling people. Like I'm watching small businesses go out. I'm watching big businesses go out. I'm also seeing more and more people have having problems with paying their mortgage on time, problems with cost of living. We have taxes going up. We got builders slowing down. The inventory of new houses has went up by 800%. So it's kind of like we're propped up here.
But the buyers haven't gone up that much though.
No, the buyers are shrinking because the normal person can't afford to put down 150,000 dollars on
And
their
three
home.
percent ain't gonna work anymore, especially if you're somebody who doesn't make 100,000 or more a year. If you're putting 3% down on a house and you're not even making 100 grand, I mean that ain't even gonna work anymore.
Yes. And the cheap, like the 200,000 range houses, they're disappearing. But what I got to tell you guys is they're not disappearing because people don't want them. They are out there. The problem is that everybody wants those damn Instagram worthy homes. Let me just pull up Zillow here because in Cody and I's neck of the woods, I mean, they're building these houses. I think the average is like 700,
Yeah,
like
especially in this area
700,000.
in Bentonville, yeah, and Bella Vista too.
Yeah. Now let's go to Centerton. Like Centerton is kind of known for being like a lower middle class neighborhood. So let me
Centerton's
see.
either got kind of poverty type people or it's got really wealthy people. It's like when I went to Bentonville West High School, which is the district for Centerton, it was either rich kids or, working class kids. That's it. That's kind of what
Mhm.
Centerton is.
So let me tell you what they're doing right now. So as you see, this is a builder that's doing this, and you can see here they're offering 10K in incentives, or I think yeah, or 4% financing for the home. But look at these home prices. When I came here, and even when I was working at Furniture Row and I was making good money, I was buying rentals. These homes were going for like $120,000
I
for
don't
these
doubt
homes,
it.
and now I mean we're looking at 372, 422,000. I mean these aren't luxury homes; these are just your run of the mill average homes. So like let's take a look at this one. This is $402,000. All right, this is just an average home, and they built this before. Not exactly the style, but they built the floor plan before. I mean, does this really look like a ultra modern home to you?
It
And
kind of does.
it's I mean, well, I mean like a ultra. I should say ultra ritzy home. It is a very modern home, but I meant to say is it like an ultra ritzy home? It's not supposed to be, but
I would buy
you
that.
know I'm not saying I wouldn't buy it. It's definitely nice, but I'm saying is that the average person who should be buying this home can't afford to put the $100,000 down needed to be able to secure the financing to get this. That's the thing. If you're a young couple, one kid, two kids, you might be able to pull this off with no kids.
If you
My
have a kid, you're not affording something like that unless you make a lot of money.
Yes, because it is a nice house, and it's definitely. I'm not a fan of like this is a lot of white, but I like some other colors in here. But nonetheless, it's a very nice home, right? But the thing is though you can't afford you can't afford the finances, and your mortgage is going to be what? Where's the mortgage calculator? Do they still have that on here? I think they took it off the sticker shock.
2,300 a month.
Oh, here, yeah, estimated payment 2322. That's a lot. Keep in mind, 3 years ago, you could have gotten this exact same home for maybe like 1,300 on the high side. I mean, this is a builder by what Rosh Coleman. So, and those guys build cheap homes and it's not even working. But let's just move over, right? We're going to go literally like 10 miles down the road. You see this guy's like these, and some of these are brand new homes too in this area.
700,000. Click on that one. I
Let
wonder
me
what
see.
home. 710,000.
Oh,
What
710
location is that? Bentonville.
downtown Bentonville, right on the outskirts. And you see what you're getting. You
What
basically
the hell?
this house is going to get torn down and built
That
up.
doesn't look like it's worth 710,000.
It's not, but because it's by here, and when you see this, not there's a new home here. Where is it? Like this is the homes they're building down there, and this is Bentonville, Arkansas, guys. This is
2.7
not
million. That's
this
gorgeous. I'm not even gonna lie.
this is not like we're not talking Miami area. We're not talking L.A., San Francisco. This is Bentonville, Arkansas,
Oh my
and
goodness.
you got 2.7 million. And look at the properties right next to looks like a warehouse or business, right? So I mean, this is I mean it's a gorgeous
Could you
home.
imagine if that house was in LA though? I feel like that would so a celebrity would probably buy that for like 30, 40 million.
Oh,
Like I'm
absolutely.
serious. If that same property was in Miami or like LA, that would sell for 10 times the value. That would be a $27 million house.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. No question about it.
That looks gorgeous. I mean, now if you have the money, go ahead and buy that. Like that is a nice property. Like that looks like if you were to post that property, people would think you're a celebrity. Then again, it's a $2.7 million property. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, but this is what builders are building because this is what makes them money. Now,
yes.
now if I can go over here, I just gotta be able to move this around a little bit. But I'll show you guys what people are actually looking to get around here because a lot of new families. I don't know if I can find it
Let me
again.
find out people my age are trying to get that house. Let me find out.
Yeah, right. I don't think they're going to get it unless if they've been rocking pretty hard on hustling their grind. But at the top here, these are some of the ones that they built. That's a bigger house, but I want to kind of click on this one because I saw this one, and my brother and I were actually looking at it and thinking about just moving out of our duplex to there. Because as you guys know, it was like about a year and a half ago, we bought a bunch of duplexes in
That's a
Fayetteville.
nice
We lived
one.
in one of them, and this is just a standard house in Bentonville. This isn't anything new. Now, if you brought this is about the same value as my hometown for this house, and people are going into this with with interest only loans or APY introductory rate loans. These are the type of houses that you guys are going to be able to get if you played your cards right, invested right in crypto and stocks, and you're cashing out your profits right over the next year. You'll be able to get this house on short sale probably for a couple 100,000
See, I
from
will be in that position one day to be able to buy this property cash. Maybe not in the next year or 2 years, but more like the next 4 or 5 years. I will be able to have a property like that. Going into my 30s or hitting 30, you will see me living in a property like that.
I mean, yes, this is a gorgeous property, very modern, nice aesthetics, and it's just one of those things though that it's not worth $834,000.
Not for that property. No, I'd pay about 450 for that.
Yeah,
I'd pay
exactly.
450. I wouldn't pay 834. 450 is more fitting for that house.
Yeah, and you know what's going to happen because these markets are going to reset. So, guys, if you feel like you're missing out or your chances are not happening, I'm going to tell you, people, my age group felt the same way in the 2000s, like missing out. Man, I missed so much opportunities. I can't get a house. Then 2008 happened. 2009, the prices kept going down, and I bought a house. I was able to buy a nice beachfront house that I sold this a while ago. Actually, I think I'm going to show this to you guys because it should still be able to pull up the pictures. Oh, come on, guys. Come on. But I bought this house for like a quarter of this value down in Florida. And I know exactly where it was. I wish I didn't sell it, but it is what it is. Let me just make sure I'm in the right area. I think we got to zoom all the way in. It was definitely right here. Where did that go? It's kind of hard to find it. Oh, no, it's over here. Okay. Yep, right over here. Oh, there's even one for sale in there. But I will show you the house that I have right here. Here we go. This was that they took off the pictures on there. This was the house I had. And this was a 3-bedroom. That room right there where I'm putting the arrow on, that really wasn't a room. I mean, it was smaller than my office here, just the front room of the office. But master was here. This was here, and he had another room in the back here. But I think if you guys want to kind of take a look at what the inside is, because this one's very similar. Yeah, this is the back. They don't have. This is a 2-bedroom one, but as you guys can see, this is kind of similar. Mine just had more. I had dark quartz and white cabinets on there. But that was the only real difference. And I had that whitewashed beechwood. But this is the house that I was able to get. Now they were originally retail $100,000 when the builder was building them, and when the financial crisis, I was able to get the house for $155,000, and I sold mine in. I sold it in October of 2019, right before, because I had to get money for my business, and I sold it for like almost 600,000. Take out fees and everything, I netted like 470,000. But you'll be able to get a home like this. It just takes patience. Invest your money, make the profits, and when the crash happens, you'll be able to buy this sucker. Because I wouldn't be surprised if in this area, that some of these are probably Airbnb properties. I can guarantee you they're going to go up on the market. I can almost guarantee it. Yeah.
What's that $1.15 million one?
Let's see here. One. Oh, this one?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, that was the one we were just looking at.
Oh.
Yeah, but like you're going to get some deals. Like I already know. I'm going to show you a property I had my eye on for the last 4 years. I think I might be able to find it again. But I know the guy that renovated this did a really good job at it. I just got to find it again for you guys. Yep, I think that's it. I'm almost positive. Yep. Yeah, it got taken off the I think the pictures got taken off on there. But basically this guy, like the top 3 floors, he converted into one big penthouse, and they have the top deck there. And then you have a parking space down there. And this guy, his loan, he's already $600,000 underwater on this property right now, on the valuation.
I don't doubt it.
Give it maybe, how to put it? I say give it a year into this crash here, that this anticipated real estate crash, and I can almost guarantee you that it's going to it's going to be back on the market pretty quickly. I think it got taken off the market right now because nobody can afford the price tag of it. But this is in an upscale part of Daytona Beach, and I've been eyeing to come back to Daytona Beach, and that's kind of the property I got my eye on. But I'm telling you guys that these, like, the prices are going to come down drastically for homes, drastically. I mean, if you're in Dallas, Miami, Atlanta, or any major city, your prices are going to come down re- er, tremendous over the next year. I would say definitely say the next year, because I have a feeling the market's going to get flooded. Builders are going to be kind of pushing the finished houses off onto the public, off onto the market, so they can get their money before they lose out. We already got the big investment firms; they're starting to dump their properties at record losses because it's just not working out, and rents are too high. And it's only a matter of time before this bubble bursts. Like, they raised rents so high on rental properties, but like, I was talking to someone that I went to a network event, and this married couple was complaining can't get enough tenants to fill all their properties. They might have to sell them off, and they don't want to do that at this current time because they're not going to make any money on selling off properties they acquired 2 years ago. And I've been telling you guys my round how I do round properties. I don't buy those type of houses. I'm buying like I'm buying like these cheap houses, fixing them up, or I'm going to areas like, let me just go over here. I'm gonna go like show you, like, Pittsburgh, Kansas is kind of an area where I go. So you'll see some nice houses there, but if you really start looking here, because there's a lot of factories and stuff over here. I'll buy a house like this one here. I'll buy this house, buy cash, probably give them like, we'll negotiate down to like 30K. Get this house, right? Taking out another 50K loan, to construction loan, to fix it up, right? Redo all the walls, all the ceilings, the floors, got to do all the electrical work and stuff like that. Put in new counters, cabinets, clean up the floors. I mean, look, this house needs a lot of work, right? But my mortgage is only going to be like $500 a month on that house. Oh, I didn't even switch it over. Let me just show you here, right here. Like, this is the type of house I would be buying. And then I would fix it up, and then I'd rent it out. And I can rent this house out. It's 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, according to it. Might turn it into 2 beds, 1 bath. But a working class family can afford $850 a month on this. My taxes are nominal in this town, and my my mortgage is probably going to be, with the construction loan, because I'm paying cash. You're probably looking at maybe $500 a month, and it's going to take me like 6 months to get this to market. And keep in mind, my next closest renter in this town, something like this, they're renting for like 1,200, 1,500, and I'm putting out $800 properties, maybe 1,200. And I may splurge a little bit, kind of get a house like this that someone already did the work on, and you got a nice 190K in it. This one looks like it's in very. This is all freshly remodeled and everything. So yeah, this would definitely be something. I mean, this is right up that alley. But are you willing to move out here to Pittsburgh, Kansas? I mean, you're out in the middle of nowhere. Town's a nice town, but there's a house that's affordable. This is the house that everyone's trying to buy and then rent out. a little too fancy. Even this house is a little too fancy. Your mortgage is too high. Nobody's going to spend like 3 or 4 grand to live out here in Pittsburgh. I mean, it's a nice house, but it's not something that you can rent efficiently.
That's something more. I like the home and I'm gonna live in it.
Yeah. That I think that's the mistake. Like you can go to these small towns as long as you know that the business is there, the industry's there, and the population has been stagnant. I mean, look at this. This house here. It needs some work, probably a new roof, maybe a refresh on the inside, uh, fixing up the walls. Definitely, they painted over the old 1970s wood paneling there. Definitely needed to do some ceiling work, change up the kitchen area, new appliances, new cabinets, new counters, and stuff like that. But this isn't like a bad property for $22,000. This is the property. And you probably rent this out for 650. So what's 650? 650 a month times 12. Just 3 years you've made a profit. And your taxes on this are what? What are the damn taxes on this? It can't be that much. Usually they show the taxes. Oh, here we go. So 2437. 2437 divided by 12. So it's $204 a month in taxes. You know, that's definitely something affordable to get and rent out. Now I haven't checked out the Columbus, Kansas area, but you could find places out there like going to places have a good amount of business and industry, like
I like
Springfield.
Fayetteville. I think Fayetteville has a lot of good rental properties out there if you can find the right one. Like for example, that one you showed for about 39 that needed a lot of work and stuff. Fayetteville is a really good area to rent to young people like me. The problem with renting to young people like me is a lot of people my age they have roommates. But the problem with having roommates is a lot of people have irresponsible roommates or roommates that aren't cordial and things can
Mhm.
happen. But I like Fayetteville AR, to start building a rental property portfolio. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I need to learn more about the market, but Fayetteville seems like a pretty good place, especially for young people too.
Now, it is a good place to get some duplexes and triplexes and quadruplexes because they're all going on the market. But finding some houses that are in that range now might be a little tough because, as you can see here, the area is just ridiculously packed with homes. And what might look like this one here is probably just land. Yeah, it's a lot of land.
A lot of land.
But if we go like down here, West Fork area, we'll probably pick up a house down here for pretty cheap.
Fort Smith probably has some.
Oh, Fort Smith definitely has affordable houses. So, like, if you guys are looking for rental property, because this area has a military base and a lot of businesses still down here. And the downtown area, like right here where I'm showing, you have houses like this, 129,000 that you could fix up. Like as you can see here, porch needs to be fixed. Don't think there's any interior.
How
No.
much how much dollar value of work do you think needs to be put in?
This one, I would probably say another 100,000. You're
So
judging by
altogether,
altogether 250,000, I'd say. Because if
yeah.
you're looking at this deck and it's in this condition and the siding, because you got to redo all this siding and stuff, and it's a historic house, so you got to restore it, not replace.
So
So
you'd
we
have
got to
to find like a crew of
yeah.
people that are yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to fix all that, but it's still a good opportunity. So I mean, you're looking here, you got 139,000. This one here for 94,000. I mean, This one looks like someone did some of the work needed. I mean, you see the electrical's done, the walls are new. These are just re-stained the wood paneling that was from the original house. But yeah, they redid the kitchen. I'm Me personally, I would just redo these cabinets because they cleaned them, and then they put in that microfiber counter in there. This all screams. This is like 90s. This is like when I went to college. This is what it looks like to me. But overall, like maybe some bathroom work. Definitely redoing the tub and bathroom area. Kind of making the house a little bit more modern and attractive. But overall, someone will be able to rent this for $800 in that town. Or if you're looking like across the state line, like in Arcoma, I mean, this house here, you don't even need any work, and it's under 100,000. It's got a decent lot, no fenced in lot. That might be something I would put into it to increase the rental value, saying, hey, you got a fenced in lot. But you can tell, looks like brand new kitchen appliances and everything. Cabinets are new. The floor is definitely new. Fresh paint job, light fixtures, everything was changed. This one was a rental property. You can tell by the smoke detector, the type of smoke detector that's in there. I mean, you can see here this was freshly done. Only thing I probably changed is that this carpet
Can I
area.
can I show you one of the houses I lived in when I was a child back in Madison, Mississippi?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
So you let me know when you're ready for the address. It might not be on Zillow, but
Yeah, go ahead.
type in 1053 Woodbridge, DR, Madison, Mississippi. Yep, Madison, Mississippi. There you go. And
Yep, here it is.
this right here was my childhood home. It's going for $375,000 right now. Those are old pictures, but that's literally the house I grew up in. I have a lot of memories in that place.
Mm-hmm. It's
And
definitely
I
a
really,
nice. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
what were you saying?
No, I just said it was a nice home.
It is. When we first got it, it smelled like curry, and it had like a lot of strong smells in the house because I think an Indian family lived in it before we did. But yeah, I mean, in 2009, we got it on the higher end. I think it was like 230. Now it's at 375. So I mean, even that one's gone up.
Yeah, yeah. So you can see here, and right now it's almost 400,000. And
That one
Madison,
from May 2008 was from my family when it said removed off the market.
mhm, yeah, that was in Jackson, and Jackson's coming up. That's one of those areas where people are moving to, where you can get a
Yeah, because
better
in Mississippi,
price.
it's southern and a lot of real estate down there and a lot of properties. A lot of people can't. It's like there's a good amount of people in Mississippi that can't get those properties.
Hmm. I definitely believe it. But what I'm saying, guys, is that there are opportunities out here. You just have to look in the right areas and make sure that you do your due diligence on what you're trying to get as far as a rental property. But I want to kind of restate this, and I keep restating it all the time. But and I do sound like a broken record, but is that the building wealth game is not going to happen overnight. You're not going to be able to change your social status in like the next in 6 months doing this. You're most likely, if what Cody's doing is still very fast, and it's been about 4 years of constant diligence of putting his money into the crypto market to get to where he wants to be. Real estate, everything. You have to have a plan for everything to bring it all together. Otherwise, you're going to be one of these people who are turning my age in their 40s, and you're like, man, I wasted the last 20 years of my life. What have I been doing? Or do you guys want to be, and I feel like I've wasted 10 years of my life because I had a rough 10 years till I got to this point. after my divorce, and now we're here. I'm here, and it's like, man, it feels great being able to know that I can get the house that I want, and I don't really have to worry about getting a mortgage, getting stuff. I can go in and just kind of, if I see a house I like, I can offer a cash offer and move on with my life.
And I do want to say too, especially as a man, society is a lot harder on you than a woman, because I was seeing a TikTok earlier. This guy, he was talking about how he just turned 31, and he doesn't have a car and he lives with his parents. He's pretty much
Hmm.
living the same life as me, and I'm 23 and he's 31. And all of the comments were just brutal. He was talking about how he got a warehouse job, and everybody was like, "Bro, what were you doing for the past 10 years?" And he said, "I was on drugs and stuff." And everybody in the comments were saying, "I don't want to be like you. I don't want to." And it goes to show how brutal society can be if you're not on your shit as a man. There's men that will say, "Oh, none of that matters." And it's true. You
Hmm.
shouldn't care about what other people think about you. But at the same time, it's like you don't want to be in the position to where people treat you like you're nothing because you fucked off for your whole 20s. Because
Hmm.
society will treat you like, as a man, people are so hard on you. People are really fucking hard on you. And like that guy was an example. 31, living with his parents, didn't have a car. It goes to show you got to be on your shit.
Oh, absolutely. And I just like it's rough. Like if you guys saw me 10 years ago, you would have not even thought that I'd be in this position now, running, owning three businesses, partnering with a construction company on a guy that I met through building my moving company, and we decided to do the construction company side and things like that. I If you saw me then, broke, hungry, I was losing weight by default because I just had no food. I'm living with the roaches. Even the roaches left left the building because left my apartment because I had no money. I had no food, so they just I just stopped seeing them after a while. So I can imagine people said, oh, "Look at this guy. He's not going to make it. What the fuck has he been doing?" And even still, my 20s, I made a lot of right decisions. I was married. I thought I had met the right woman. Um, I was living in New York City. I had a house in New Jersey, and like we had a vacation house in New Jersey. Life was great. She had a nice car. I had a nice car. We had two fun cars, together. Life was just great. And then, she pulled the plug, and all of a sudden, all that just kind of washed down the drain. And keep in mind, I was recovering from the 2008 crisis. So, like, I'm switching over from the banking and finance world over to retail world. And I was moving on to a regional manager at a retail firm. And I wasn't making the same weekly bonuses, but I was still making like upper $200,000 a year. And I just had a year end bonus instead of a weekly bonus. But it just went downhill then, and I thought I would never have recovered. And when I hit 30, I was like, man, I got to change this path right now. And it took a while. It took a long time. And there's some old videos on this channel that I was doing maybe 8 years ago, and I had just kind of crawled my way out and got a decent apartment in a decent place where I didn't have to like park, because like I was parking my car in a storage facility, walking to the hood to go home, and then I'd have to leave like an hour and a half earlier to go in to get my car and then drive out to work. So it's like it's definitely rough. And if you're a young guy, if you're in your late 20s, early 30s, or mid 30s, or late 30s, you definitely still have time to be able to capture, but you just got to work hard. And for you guys that are 18, 19, 20, I mean, now's the time. Capture those 20s, really invest, work hard, sacrifice to make it, and your future self will thank you greatly for it.
I think the problem is tuning out society. I think that's the biggest problem, my age group deals with, because you have TikTok. And you have TikTok that literally determines how these women think. How and it's kind of off topic, but it's like social media really determines how a lot of people think. And if you're a 20-year-old man, not so much as a woman, because as a woman, they
Mhm.
expect the average woman to mold into society. The average woman will mold in and follow societal standards. But as a man who knows what's right and wrong, I mean, you have to, even I have issues with that. Even I have issues with tuning out the world, tuning out social media. Sometimes that pressure of I got to have it right now. That's the problem for people my age, is that tuning people out, because you could be on one path and then society will totally make you feel like an outcast for being on that path.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I hate to say it, unfortunately, especially if you're a guy, they're just going to say, suck it up, pull yourself up by the bootstraps. I had to give a young guy a talk to today. He's like, well, I got poison ivy. I can't really come in. It's like, don't care. Figure it out. Get some ointment cream, because if I don't pay you on time, you're gonna be pissed off with me. That's not gonna be an excuse for me to have that payroll late. And he came right in. He's like, no, I just wanted to make sure. It's like you can't f around with this. Like, you building your finances and your wealth is one of the hardest things you can do in your life. And it's weird that the hardest thing we can do in our life and nobody pays attention to it. And you think you're just going to go out here and just do this and get up and make it happen. Like, I can tell you how many young people are saying, well, I'm going to start a business, I'm going to be a business owner like you. But you guys don't know, I failed at owning my own business like 6 times before the moving company. It took
There was
the
times
seventh
where you
attempt.
couldn't pay people on time. Like, most people could not have gone through what you went through. You had people mad at you. I remember you'd have people showing up to the office, asking you. You remember when people would show up to the office when it was payday, like asking where their paycheck was, or most people cannot handle pressure from people they hire. And if you can't even be a good employee, you can't be a good business owner. But if you can't handle pressure from other people or people writing your ass, I mean, so the internet has just fried people's brains so hard. I honestly don't even want to be a business owner. I don't see myself being a business owner, and I know that for a fact because I know I can make money. I'm okay with the fact that that's not the only way to become wealthy. You don't have to run a business to become wealthy. You don't need a product to become wealthy. You really don't. That is just what the world tries to sell you. And there's these people saying escape the matrix. They call it like a job slavery. If you sign up for a job and you choose that job, it's not slavery. Slavery is going against your own will and your own choice. That's not slavery. And I can't stand when people say, oh man, a job is slavery. You signed up for the job, though. The job did not go out of its way and chose you out of your will. The job did not do a World War III draft on you.
Yeah, exactly. And but I want to say, guys, though, is if you take on bad debt and you're and you're not focused on your finances, yeah, your job can feel like a prison, because you might have a job you don't like but pays really well, and you can't leave it because you'll lose the lifestyle that you have. That's not the position you should be in. You should be in the position to say, hey, I tried this job out. I was here for 2 years. Not my thing. I'm going to go do something else. That's the life you want to live. And you still can make a lot of money working for someone else.
Yes.
And like Cody said, it is stressful running this. I have, what do you do when a client doesn't pay you and you are going to miss payroll? What do you do when your employees tip over a truck? What are you going to do when stuff gets damaged? What are you going to do with angry clients? What are you going to do with angry employees? What are you going to, and not just even like having their checks on time? What if, how are you going to handle a pissed off employee that got child
Destroys
support
the
out the
place.
wazoo? Yeah, and you got the child support out the wazoo coming in cursing you out because you got an order from the court to take out more money out of their check. Can't tell you how many times I got to deal with that. How
Yeah, especially from the Marshallese guys that have families all across the globe. It's like, dude, keep it in your pants.
exactly. It's like it's child support, child support, child support, and then they get mad at you. Can you handle that stress? What's the stress of You got business this week, but what about next week? You got to keep it going. You can't just rest on your laurels. You got to keep going. This is not something. It's either you're going to fight to survive or you're going to be forgotten. That is how this works. That is how life works. Fight or be forgotten. There's no in between. Do it or don't do it. And if you guys go into business, understand that behind you is someone hungrier than you, someone who wants it more than you, someone who's going to work harder than you, someone who's going to do one more step than you ever will and is going to take your spot. Because in business, it is 100% by the laws of the world. You will either, if you survive, your survival is based off of someone else's failure. When I have great business success, I know someone else is crying at home because they can't pay the bills and their business, their dream is gone. And I don't ever take that for granted. I know that there is somebody looking dead at me. I may not see them, but they're there and they're saying, I'm going to work one more day than you. I'm going to take on one more job than you. I'm going to do one more effort, just a little bit more effort than you can. I'm going to muster up more strength than you can. I'm going to get up one more time than you can. Don't ever think that you're just going to make a business that's going to succeed. I have an ex that tried to start a business at the exact same time. Well, not at the exact same time. She was like a year later, but she found out I started my moving company, and she's like, "Well, if he can do it, I'm going to do it." Blah blah blah, and all this stuff. And yeah, she closed it down. I think it was like 2 years ago she closed it down because it's hard. It sucks. How are you going to get clients? How are you going to get all this stuff in? How are you going to pay all the bills? You're staring down defeat and bankruptcy every freaking day. How are you going to overcome it? And on top of that, you have no one else to rely on. It's all you. You don't have a CEO to go to, say, hey, what direction do I got to go to? There's none of that. It's you, and it's you alone. Nobody
Yep.
cares about you. No one cares about whether you're going to succeed or not at your business. It's just you. So you have to do it right. If I could say this before going off, because I do have to get off and take care of a few phone calls real quick. But I really appreciate all you guys joining in on the live. I just want to say this. Only you can fight for your life. You want a lifestyle, you want success, you want anything at all in life, only you are responsible for fighting for it. Your mortgage doesn't care about your life. Your bills don't care about your life. Sometimes some of you guys, your family members don't care about your life. Your your friends might not care. People don't care. Your boss doesn't care. Nobody cares about what the success of your life but you. That's it. And once you guys get that drilled in, you'll understand when you wake up, are you going to wake up and do the same hustle when you're not motivated, when you don't feel like it, when you can't do it, when you're tired, when you're hungry, when you're broke, when things just aren't going your way, your body's sore, people calling out left and right, you got to let go of people, you got angry customers, are you going to keep doing the same consistency? That's all that there is to it. You got to understand that it's up to you. It's up to you to make it happen. It's up to you to make it happen. And if you don't know, you're gonna have to pay for someone that does. Now, I'm not saying pay for a mentor because you can find a mentor and work for them. That's perfectly. That's probably going to be the most likely scenario. But if you don't know a lot about finance, go hire a financial advisor. You don't know a lot about taxes, go hire a tax attorney. You don't know a lot about setting up a business and all the legal things you need to do, go to an attorney who specializes in business law and hire them and take a consultation so you can figure out what you need to do. But that's all I have to really say. Cody, do you have anything before we kind of head out? Before I head out on this?
No, I was just listening to you on your last bit. It's like, especially when people my age they talk about running a business. It's like you, it sounds great. I think what people really mean is they just don't want to work a job. I think that's what people really mean when they talk about starting a business and escaping the matrix. They just don't want to work for somebody else, and that's okay. You just have to be the type of person who can work for themselves and who is good at handling adversity. Like, that is all business is really for. It's for people who were told they were delusional. You got to kind of have a little bit of delusion, especially I feel like as a business owner, you have to be kind of delusional just in a bit about your business. You kind of have to. You have to have like a different vision. And it's kind of like what I think about the crypto market. It's like for a market that's this small, you have to be a visionary to see where it's going. It's the same thing as a business owner, I feel like. I feel like you have to be a true visionary to even run a business to begin with. Because if you're not a visionary and you don't see the vision, I mean, your business will fail.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. If you can't see and envision where you're going and say I'm not going to fail, because whenever, this was taught from my mom, if I say I can't, it really means I won't. And it's I will, and I have done it. It's I will accomplish it, I have accomplished it, and now moving on. That's it. Like you can't sit there and say, well, I'm going to start a business, I'm going to escape the matrix, and I'm not going to work. Because let me tell you something, when you own a business, it's 24/7. If you can't get up and go to work on time now, you're never going to do it for yourself, and you're only going to be wasting your time, waste your money, and you're going to be pissed, and you might ruin some relationships in your life that are very important to you along the way. Because running a business, I can't tell you how many friends I lost, how many people don't talk to me, because especially when you succeed or have any monicum of success, they don't want to talk to you. They don't. They're waiting for your failure. And also keep in mind, guys, if you do start a business, sometimes the business may only make you only make yourself like 20 grand a year for 40 years off your business. Just because you have a business does not guarantee that you're going to make a shit ton of money. And any of those gurus that are telling you about escaping the 9 to 5, be your own boss and all that stuff, they made their money by selling that course to you. That's all. They make their money by getting your attention. That's it. I'm telling you right now, you can make more money. Even right now, I could go back to corporate America, probably get a 7-figure salary at some Fortune 500 company in some executive position in sales, maybe like a division president or something like that, because I have the skills and the knowledge built up to it. And that would be a lot less stressful than running a business. But I like running a business because I like seeing people become fully happy because I pay them well. We do a great job. We build a great reputation in the business, and that rewards everybody by having a lot of monetary success and watching their lives change. But with that said, guys, I'm going to check out here, and I got to get home so I can be up early tomorrow. So, and kind of close out some things here. But I really appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys can hit that like and subscribe button, definitely hit that. It really helps support the channel. Also, if you guys want to watch any of the replays of all our lives or videos or shorts, they're all on YouTube. So go check us out at Simply Investing on YouTube. And when you see that this symbol right here with our logo, that's the one that you want to subscribe. I think it's Simply Investing 6638. Definitely go give us a subscribe and go watch as much of the videos as you'd like, because they're all free. Nothing will get taken down. And all Cody and I do is just talk about our thoughts. But with that said, guys, thank you for tuning in. Hope you guys have a safe night. Don't invest. Don't moonshot your life savings. And we will see you next time.